Am I a failure? In a culture tainted by the perfection infection, this question carries even more weight. The middle ground of grace is where we need to plant ourselves and our kids. After all, progress is the goal. It's not about being perfect, but rather being perfected. Failing is an important part of life. In fact, it's how we learn and grow. Several years ago, when Pam Farrell and I were researching our book, Got Teens, we ran across some research that indicated that the brain optimally grows in failure. Seriously, it optimally grows. So this is important for us as parents. You see, when our child fails, we can look at them and say, I know what's happening. Your brain is growing. It's important for us to help our kids have a safe place to fail. Dr. Kathy has some insight into this as well.
At Celebrate Kids, we believe that children need to meet their core needs in healthy ways, and they're in a particular order. The first one is security, and the question that defines it is, who can I trust? When children have a lot of people they can name as trustworthy advocates on their behalf, they're going to go through life and have fewer bumps in the road and fewer barricades that are in their way. And when that does occur, they're going to have people that they can go to, that they can trust to be able to come up with right answers and truth that's going to transform their understanding. So are you that person? If I were to ask your children, who can you trust, would you make it to the list and would you be near the top? I know you want to be there. How do your kids determine that? Well, do you keep your word? Do you follow through? Are you dependable and responsible? And here's the bottom line. When you mess up, do you own it? And do you apologize to your kids? And you say, you know, you're right, you have a right to your disappointment. I did say that I would do that and I didn't, and I am sorry. Those powerful words, I am sorry, and even going to, would you please forgive me, can be the very actions, the very words that speak to the heart and the soul and the mind and allow a child to then risk and try again and see if you would be able to earn it back to the list, if you will, even after a mistake. And let me close with this. Discernment is one of the most important security skills to teach kids. Discernment, who is trustworthy, who is not, who's on my side, who isn't, who should I give a second chance to, and who should I stay away from because they've proven that they're not a good influence in my life. So as you model the correct security behavior of trustworthiness and apologizing and all those things, then your kids can also learn how to discern and look for that same behavior in others, which then affects their identity, affects their belonging, and many other things. Talk with your kids about it. Ask them, who do you trust?
I admit that in the early years, our home wasn't the safest place to fail. But as I've worked to get rid of perfection infection parenting, our home has been filled with more grace. Over time, I've learned to replace criticism with grace. And not only that, but to accept my own failures and to follow those up with a full apology. What does a full apology look like? It has two parts. The first part is, I'm sorry. The second part is, will you forgive me? Is your home a place that is filled with grace? You can start today.